So, my little rogue is back in the Druid Glade. We have managed to acquire a pair of hand crossbows. Yay! We're all at level 3. Just there. Just barely at level 3. And Will needs to remember to summon his packed weapon. He's currently not using mage armor, so he will be wearing padded armor. Perhaps in the future I will respec him into all sorts of spooky things that allow him to wear no armor but get a whole bunch of armor class. But we'll probably wait until we have sufficient magical gear that he will get really great armor class out of that. However, please note that Will's dex is not great, so he will probably stick with armor for a fair while yet. His packed weapon is something he summons that is decent. Let's grab it. Summon a weapon. Just for fun, I'm going to grab a glaive. Glaive's a reach weapon, two-handed reach weapon. This will allow him to attack things that are farther away, which is really great for the warlock. I can basically poke things over people's heads. And this goes nicely with Lae'zel's Everburn Blade. She will be doing massive damage with this. We picked that up during the prologue, and I am so glad we did, even if it was a little bit cheesy.
Sharp as ever.
So when I summon my weapon,
This is about your precious Baldur's Gate.
it drops things in here. I need to really quick
You just care about your stupid apprenticeship.
set his VXCV. I forgot that I hadn't yet set up Will. So let's see. That is dash and disengage and... Was that the order I had them?
Stop me yet.
Yes.
Is that
Okay.
blood? No, never mind.
So he's got his range attack, he's got his main hand attack, his lacerate, he's got brace and rush attack, which are not actions. So this is a, oh, this is an action. Never mind. So rush attack is once per short rest, as is lacerate. He's got brace, which once per short rest, it will increase his damage, but he won't be able to move as far. Fine. And apparently I hadn't set this up yet, so his main spell combination is Hex and Eldritch Blast. We're going to toss some of his utility stuff off to the side. His weapon stuff. And if he gets into melee, he's got the Armor of Agathis, which will get some hit points to him and deal cold damage to whatever attacks him. And he's got Blade Ward that will cut damage in half for 2 turns, but it does take his action this turn. So he can do Blade Ward every other turn if he's getting wailed on like crazy. Hopefully we won't get in that condition, but that's his get out of jail free card for that. Or at least that's his counter. So he's now set. Let's eyeball this.
Please.
I want my bars to all kind of line up. Can't line them up with the main character very well, or can I? Oh, I can. Okay.
What's next, I wonder? All right.
One of my other playthroughs, I noticed that my main character's panel was wider.
Sharp as ever.
We'll have to figure out why that happens next time I'm on that save. But we look good here. Everything's fairly consistent.
No time to dally.
Shadowheart has a lot of spells, so we're going to end up with some of Shadowheart's spells being over in the main panel where it makes sense. So, for example, these 2 cantrips are really her equivalent of shooting a bow,
This is about your precious
and
Baldur's
these
Gate.
2 are really go along with these guys.
Our futures.
No, You just care about your
Oh,
stupid apprenticeship.
let's check and see what spells she has. Almost forgot. We purchased gloves of missile snaring for her, so if somebody is shooting at her, she can reduce the damage. If she reduces it to 0, I think she doesn't have to take a concentration check. So that helps. So that'll make her a little more survivable and a little better to hold her concentration, which we are using. Let's toss this back to Tav. And we came here to look at her spells. So we've got the Cure Wounds and Healing Word. That's good. We've got Shield of Faith and Guiding Bolt. Well, let's just set this up from scratch. So before the fight, I want to use Aid, and I want to use Bless. Potentially, one or the other. Aid is a healing spell which goes off mid-fight, I guess. So it's really Bless and then Aid later on when things get hairy and everybody's taking a little damage.
That doesn't matter.
I need healing spells, and we've got 2 left over. Guiding Bolt is a great one because I can do a bunch of damage, and the next person in line that attacks that person will get advantage on their attack roll. That's kind of cool. The other thing is I want Command up. Beginning to like Command. It allows me to tell something I'm attacking to do one of a number of things. It's not as flexible as in the game, but things like drop weapon or grovel or run away or flee, move closer, freeze, drop to the ground, or drop its weapon. There it is right there. That's how I got that burning sword. I used Command on the big bad in the final fight of the prologue. It took 2 tries, but I got him to drop his sword, and we scooped it up, and now Lizelle has this really cool flaming blade. If I switch tanks, and I probably will, because I don't particularly like Lizelle's attitude, and I kind of like a future tank's attitudes a little better. We'll see about that. But if we switch tanks, that sword will go to the new tank. So my notation left here was our next step was to go talk to Nettie and see about getting these things out of our heads. Oops, let's
get going.
set Tav first. So I'm just kind of wandering through the grove. I think we're headed towards Nettie. Hold on. Let's check and make sure I'm going the right direction here. Oh, Nettie's down this way, so I'm kind of headed the wrong way. Oh, I'll go around. Hold on. We could talk to Zoru about the Githyanki cache. Oops, what do we have here?
And your birdies, and your...
You ain't gonna shoot me. Your hands are shaking.
Put it down. She can't fight back.
That's the point. Get out of the way.
She didn't kill your brother, Arca. You're better than this.
Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tieflin. If you ever had it to begin with.
Okay, so Goblin, I don't think it's right to just shoot a prisoner because they were part of an attacking force that killed your friend. She's a prisoner. Well, alignment check here. I am stupid good, so see if I can calm this situation down a little bit.
Looks like the Absolute sent me a protector. You gonna kill her too?
I might be able to get some information out of Saza.
Move.
So let's see, I can intimidate. I'll deliver you right to your brother. Oh, that's not stupid good. Shoot me. That's not the way to diffuse a situation. This won't avenge cannon. It won't change. That's what I'm going to do. So this won't avenge cannon. It won't change anything. And I've got charisma and persuasion proficiency. And apparently I cannot ask for guidance at this point. So we're just going to go with it. I wonder why my cleric was outside of range to come over and hit me with guidance.
All right. I wish you weren't. I really do. Damn you. Damn it. Why do you care if a goblin lives or dies?
Okay, so let's see. She's not a practice target. She's a person. If she dies, she'll take everything she knows to the grave. Prisoner. So basically, this is the lawful response. Goblin prisoner. Her life isn't yours to take. This is, I'm saving her life so I can interrogate her. This is, I am saving you from yourself. I think I'm going to pick this one. So, because vengeance eats people alive, you'll grant the goblins 2 victories this day.
Your soft heart will be the death of us.
You'd better be right.
It's all right, Arca. Let's go.
Okay, so everybody disapproved of that.
Let me out, you bunch of softies!
Bunch of pansies. So apparently I can't really just talk to her. And if I unlock the gate, other things happen. So I'm not sure how to get her out of that cage and talk to her yet.
You're gonna be sorry! Every last one of you!
Ought to be a way to talk to her. Oh, there we go. Through the side of the cage.
Ain't sure why you're protecting me. Don't care neither. It's too late to make friends walk meat. My tribe's coming. They're gonna burn this pretty place for the glory of the Absolute and hang you by your guts.
Okay, there's a bit of information. Let's see if we can find out about the Absolute.
Goddess. We're burning her name across the face of the world, we are. The Absolute is gold from the sky, she is. The blessing in the storm and the storm itself.
Okay, let's find out more about this.
Tell you everything there is to know. Absolute bless one of our own. Priestess Gut. Got a whole lab set up. Cooks up potions that fix our lads, no matter how much of a beating they take. Could probably stick your head back on if someone was to chop it off. Mighty booyah.
Resurrection?
Druid Healer. We really are desperate, aren't we?
I think we need to follow up on that.
Get me out of here, and I'll tell you where to find her. Deal?
I'm wondering, do we want to spring Saza or what? I think we can find her without Saza. I'm not cool with letting her out.
Suit yourself. Looking forward to seeing what your innards look like.
Okay, so we now know
You teeth are all boring. Even your cages are boring.
we now know that a priestess exists, and I think we'll be able to find one. And we can think about that. We still need to talk to Nettie, and Lazelle is very insistent that we find the cache. So we've got 3 possible ways of doing the cure.
I'm gonna bite the ends off
What
your
else do we have left here?
birdies and your dogs.
Zevlor wants us to talk to Karga, leader of the Druids, and we've recruited Will, who is on a mission to kill Karlach. Let's take a look at the map real quick. So what have we got here? I think that's the whole thing. So we're here in the Emerald Grove. We've got portals to here, here, and here. We've already done this. I think we've done the ruins. We have a hidden cache up here.
You're gonna be sorry. Every last one of you.
Here's where Karlach is. Karlach's fairly close in. And the Goblin Priestess is way out here. So given that we didn't find out anything about where she is, it would have been great if this objective marker had a huge circle around it, because we don't know where it is. So, yeah. Our next step is to talk to Zoru. These chests are empty.
I'm gonna bite the ends off your kids.
How are we doing for approval here? These are all kind of neutral. She doesn't like me all that much. we'll get positive points later on. Do what I can.
Anything of use? I could use the target practice.
It's not stealing if it's not red. Okay, this is Zoru, so Lizelle wanted to talk to Zoru.
By Mordai's eyes. Another one. My friend's blood not enough. Come to rip me open too.
In Kresh Kalir, a formal greeting begins with a bow.
Is this monster with you?
Okay, so
No. Go on. Bow. Lower. You dare interrupt? Has the tadpole ravaged your senses?
I didn't see what flashed up there. That went by really quick.
On the road to Baldur's Gate, near the mountain pass. Saw us, for we saw it. Jammed its blade through Yul's belly, straight to the other side. And I just ran.
The map. Show me.
Yeah, I don't like the way Lizelle does things. And she doesn't like the way I do things.
Yes. Your mediocre interrogation technique notwithstanding. Up. You can keep your innards.
Okay, so storage area.
Proceeding. The last time a subordinate questioned my judgment, I ate tongue stew that very night.
I warned you, didn't I? You ought to reconsider keeping her around before she causes real trouble.
Kenyak, your tantrum, the teeth sling was clear. If there are Githyanki west of here, that must be our objective. Purification cannot wait.
Yeah, that's probably... That didn't actually move the needle very much with the sentiment. So we're back to where we found Will. So our next step is to go talk to Nettie.
We don't even know these people. That doesn't... Of course it does. Please, let us through.
Let my daughter go right now!
She's a thief, hellspawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
Oh, let me through, Ragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out!
Druids are kind of badass. They're also, yeah, this is not a good situation. Let's see if we can talk our way through and go talk to Karga and Nettie.
Carl Magrin, give her a chance. You, get back! No, and you'll find trouble all the same unless you get out of my sight.
A moment, Giorna.
What? Oh, I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
Okay, so I figured that would be a little more difficult to get through them. Well, the first time I played through here, I figured it would be.
I do wish I could understand you.
Volo.
Ah, my good friend.
We know him.
You were at the gates just now, no? When the goblins came? You saw them up close? A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest.
I kind of like Volo. He's a little overblown.
Glory.
Well, okay, he's a little overblown the way the ocean is a little
Describe
wet.
that particular batch of goblins. Size, nature, distinguishing qualities.
You search your mind, successfully recalling various details of goblin behavior.
Okay, I'm going to give an exact description.
Goblins were of a rare, gem-colored hue and wielded magic blowguns.
A Mythweaver. This man has no respect for truth.
And the dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the brass or silver variety?
I'm going to play along with him.
Witness mistook obvious silver dragon for brass. Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates?
Yes, I don't recall them actually using a war cry, but let's go with that.
They did, didn't they? Oh, curious. Oh, curious indeed. I've interrogated one, a captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their god Maglabiat in favor of someone called the Absolute. The scandal.
Okay, so I'm going to hold my tongue rather than try to...
Never you mind.
I don't want to discourage this
I'm on
guy.
my way to their camp as we speak. I always knew my studies in
what?
nuclear would come to some use.
Why the
My
dragon?
friend, every story benefits from a dragon. Until we meet again.
So he's more interested in building a story.
Maybe I'll need more pockets.
We're still trying to go talk to Nettie here, but we keep getting squirreled.
Drama amongst these adventurers. What have you heard?
Keep their confidence if you insist.
Grab the mugwort, not the sickle. I don't want to be stealing anything where people can see me. We'll think about the rest of it later. Can I talk to Tusk? Does anybody in the party have animal talking?
Defender of the people.
Yes, he does. Okay, so he's got speak with animals now.
I thought you were Halsey.
The boar prances around, haunches clenching and unclenching impatiently.
Where's Halsey? Promise me a mate.
Oh ho, okay. So cool that we can talk to animals, and that's until the long rest. Yes. It's just me, so it'll always be Will talking to the animals.
I've got a long road ahead.
Let's go ahead and loot the stuff that's out here before we head through the doors to Nettie. Apparently the druids don't mind if we harvest a few herbs from their garden.
Before it's too late.
And it might be a good idea to
Path lies before me.
look at what's going on over here. We've got Tuffet who's sleeping. This looks like it is a elevator. Yeah. Let's see if we can get Tuffet off the elevator. I am doing a quick save here just in case this causes me to, turn everybody hostile. Go to guidance first.
Can't give up now.
Hey, Tuffet. Hey, big boy. Wake up a little. Oh, throw a fish next to the elevator. Oh, I didn't even realize that was an option. Cool. So now if we want to go up the elevator, we can climb on there and go up. But we're not going to do that because we still need to go talk to Nettie. Who is over there? Yeah, so northwest. So through that door. So yeah, it's only Will that can talk. It's not that if he's got it, everybody in the party can hear.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So let's take a look at what's going on here. Arabella.
I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
I don't like her.
Girl? You mean parasite?
She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks.
Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
See, nature check would be +1 +1d4, and persuasion is much better. So I might be able to persuade her to release the girl into my custody. Get her out of here. DC 12. And it's a good thing we picked up guidance. We would have made it without it, but that was kind of close.
Very well. She may go.
And everybody in the party
Break your
approved.
word,
Good.
and my serpent shall feed. Sif, Tila to me. Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
It hurts.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
I think she's responsible for Halsin's disappearance.
I know that look. You're wondering why I was in pain before. Let's just clear the air about that now. It's just an old wound that hurts me from time to time. Nothing to be concerned about. It's nothing to do with the tadpoles, at least, in case your imagination is in danger of getting away from you. It's just something I have to live with. Quite a lot, if I'm being honest. But it always passes quickly, so I can manage. Positive. You can trust me on that.
Okay, so that got me an inspiration point for dealing with the urchin. I think I'm going to delay talking with Karga about anything until afterwards. We really do need to talk to Nettie. And before we do, let's grab the herbs.
The rituals. What have they tried to steal from us? The game. We've shown them what.
Does that hurt?
We take rogue law seriously. By letting that child escape without consequence. We might as well have lain on the ground and let them trample us.
Okay, so Will is going to see if he can talk to the wounded bird.
A word, if I may.
Please. I'm resting.
The bird says nothing, trying to rest. The bird says nothing, only the sound of its labored breath fills the silence.
I see you. Just give me a moment. This may be there.
I wonder what happens if I offer to help.
Life or death. Now, what was it you needed? You found her, but I still don't know what she can do for you. Why are you asking? A tadpole. A mind flayer tadpole. I'll do what I can. Come, follow me. I might be able to help. We need to be quick. This way.
We just got to talk to the bird again after the heal.
Bird's eyes are
Okay, so bird not doing too good.
Head on in.
Best be on my way.
This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after.
So she's looking for whatever it is she thinks she needs to deal with my tadpole.
I'll do the best I can. I'm no Master Halson, mind. He'd have your tadpole out like that. Still, we have options. You don't have to be here for this.
I will remain. I have a vested interest in the outcome.
All right. Let's see what we can do.
She shifts uneasily, hesitating. Something's off.
It might. But first things first. Tell me about your symptoms. Have you noticed anything strange happening?
Yeah, this is a dangerous situation, but I'm going to be straight with her because I am stupid good.
Victims can identify each other. Not that the others know they're victims, of course. How'd you pick up the parasite? Halson was desperate to find where all this was happening. A mind flayer ship? But Master Halson was sure. Look, you've been straight with me, so I'll be straight with you. You're dangerous. If you transform here, we're all dead. But you seem like a good soul. You deserve a chance to save yourself. This is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me, you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms.
She's giving us a free vial of really good poison. Cool.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you. Here. You know, I've spent my life treating folk and never once saw a mind flayer infection. Then suddenly, there's dozens of you. Maybe more. Master Halson and I were tracking them, studying them, trying to figure out what the hells was going on. Because you should all be changing. There should be a small army of mind flayers out there. But you're not. Weird powers aside, you seem perfectly normal. Mind flayers reproduce by infecting someone with their parasite. 7 gruesome days later, the victim transforms and a new mind flayer is born. The thing in your skull, though, it's different to anything in our records. It's one of their worms for sure. But this one gives you powers. Telepathic connections. And it doesn't turn you into one of them. Not yet, anyhow.
We're learning a lot from her. So,
Could be. But there's a lot we don't know. Infected, folks like you, have been converging on an old temple of Selûne. And I've no idea why.
When Master Halsin heard the adventurers were heading that way, he saw a chance to get answers. Joined on the spot. Whatever he found there, he didn't make it back.
So, bunch of adventures. Where we see a bunch of adventures on the road. Actually, I think that this character hasn't been out that direction yet, so we'll just find out.
The thing is, I've sent birds to find him, but the place is rotten with goblins. None of us can even get close. You, though, you're one of them. Technically speaking, I mean. They won't kill someone carrying their parasite. If you can find Halsin and get him out of there, we can discover what he learned. And perhaps he can save your life. How's that sound?
Okay, so we went to Nettie to get cured, and she's pointing us to Halsin.
Thank you. It would mean everything to the Grove. To me. I wish I could tell you more. But only those adventurers know what happened out there. All I can say for sure is they all went to the old temple of Selûne. And Master Halsin didn't make it back. Good luck out there. And if things start to go bad, remember the vial. Remember your oath.
Step at a time, Nettie. Come on.
Why then poison? Never tried it, and I hope to keep it that way.
Better a quick draft than a ceramorphosis, nonetheless.
Okay.
There's something in that vessel. Take a closer look.
So, the narrator said there's something in that vessel, but didn't say what the vessel was. So, I'm going to assume it's the dissected drow that I can look inside without triggering too much evil stuff. He's got a letter, which I can read. So track the druid, find whatever burrow he runs to, and report back. Don't engage, don't kill. Yeah, what I really want to do is loot the heck out of this room. So we're all hidden. And nobody's in sight. Let me close the door here.
Time to press ahead.
Just want my bed.
Can I close the door? I don't see any way to close the door. Keep an eye out for anybody wandering into my line of sight. Oh, Mind Flare Parasite Specimen. This is probably the vessel that the narrator was talking about. Okay, so far so good.
What if Halsin is... No, don't go there.
So let's see. We have what looks like a puzzle out here. We've got a rune of the eagle and of the elk and an empty socket. So there's probably another rune out there that we'll have to acquire.
Pockets.
Sightings. So list of owlbear sightings. Latest entry from 10 days ago says cub. So there's an owlbear cub out there. Cool.
That's curious.
And again, I found something, and it didn't tell me what it was, but it appears to be this stone slab. Can I pick it?
Keep me out. I can't even see a lock to pick.
Okay, so that's the door that will open when I deal with the runes. So it's apparently up here on the mini map. Well, got to keep our eye out for a rune. Personal account. On Ketheric, I see our failures made manifest. He did not fall, he was pushed. His grief was twisted by shadow, and still we did not act until his light was all but snuffed. So apparently, Ketheric killed himself. So I believe now we have looted everything back here that we can. I could fiddle around with the runes, but I think we need to have all of them. So will we be able to loot out here?
Just want my bed.
Probably not. There's nothing here that I really want to risk making druid enemies yet. So at some point in the future, we may come back and deal with this.
I don't want blood on my hands. We have the right to defend our home. So that's what you want? To kill a bunch of innocents? I don't want to kill anyone, but I won't let this grove be harmed. Not again.
Okay, so I'm not going to talk to Karga unless I absolutely have to. We have enough things on our plate now. So, what have we accomplished today? We have moved a couple of quests forward. So, finding the Githyanki Creche. We know that there's a patrol to the northwest. We know the Druid Halson is in the Goblin camp. Lizelle wants to go with us to the northwest in the mountain pass. And Shadowheart's been getting some pains. And we need to talk to Arabella's folks. That's kind of a side quest. We'll handle that right now. We've already freed Arabella, so now it's just a matter of making sure she got back to her mom and pa.
You ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
Our little Hellion told us what happened. Thank you. Don't know what we'd do without her.
Okay, so meet again later. Ask for money. Gruffly tell them to keep her in line, or let's do this. This seems more in character.
Yeah. I mean, thank you for helping me.
And that netted us a locket which casts dancing lights. That'll come in handy
It's my job too.
when we have people in the party that can't see in the dark.
No one does.
So what have we got here? Character sheets. We have halfling, half-elf, Githyanki, and human. So Will, I don't think Will can see in the dark. So let's put this on him. So Will now be able to cast dancing lights. Hold on. This is a concentration spell. So if he does that, that would cause his hex to stop working. So let's put it on somebody else. Shadowheart will be concentrating on Bless. Lizelle would be a good one for this. And I'm carrying the Speak with Dead amulet until we get some other way of speaking with dead. So we're good.
was fine.
Mother was a heartbeat away from fighting a bear.
Isn't that how Mum usually is?
Okay, so
I'd swear that ox's gaze is following me.
hey, Will, talk to that ox, would you?
A word, if I may.
Ah, you're addressing me, a humble ox. How quaint.
Ooh, he can roll an Arcana roll with guidance. Something strange about this ox.
Something's off. This creature isn't what it appears to be.
No, you are incapable.
Okay, so we can persuade him. Here's a guidance and persuasion. Okay. Or intimidate. Or deception. Let's use persuasion.
I'll tell you this much. I'm going to Baldur's Gate, with or without the rest of these poor sods. Now, that's all I have to say besides, and I really mean this. Move.
Okay, so that ox is a plot point somewhere, I am sure.
Never a dull moment.
Okay, so I think
Your precious Baldur's Gate.
we are at a good pausing point here.
No, you just care about your stupid apprenticeship.
So when we come back, we will figure out where we're going next, and we'll probably be looking at this. I'm thinking go down and clear out the hidden cache, and then head out this way and see if we can hunt for Karlach next. And that's good because Karlach is potentially a party member and completely out of character. I happen to like that particular character and her portrayal, so I am inclined to pick up Karlach as a party member, but that will be next time.